Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm up early right now. You know what I got? So today I'm starting one of the projects with a person that I know who's involved in the activist movement.
My name is Ahmad. I'm 22 years old. I was born and raised in Newburgh, New York.
We're gonna go to a seminar today. It's an equity seminar. All right, so we headed to the equity seminar down at the Newburgh Armory, the Larkin Center. We're gonna film and see what's going on. Hopefully there's some other people there that we can get opinions and thoughts from. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Mic check 1 2. RogueNation845. SVR. Beats by Omen. We are the universe. Everybody out there in America. America's Newburgh. Now if this is America, why we all not free? If this is America, why only certain people bleed? Cause here in America, if you poor then you die. Yes, here in America, they start wars with a lie. It's clear that America only cares for the rich and famous. Tears in America don't come from the shameless. For years in America, if you have a darker skin, gears of America make it harder for you to win. They cheer for America, waving Confederate flags. Cause here in America, they still hang us from trees like bags. When did America ever give those 40 acres? No more mules from America, only corporate saviors. The schools in America don't teach real history, creating fools in America that thrive off of misery. These laws in America are made for a certain reason, to have us fall in America and barely keep us eating. These halls of America aligned with disturbing pictures of all that America did behind the veil of scriptures. The scale of America has been tipped.
There always comes a time in history where great young leaders rise up and see the injustices and the crimes and the faults laid upon their own community. Today we're going to take a trip to a place where young voices are standing up and letting it be known that all these things that are afflicting our communities will no longer be tolerated. They are fighting for equality. They are fighting for equity. They are fighting for us. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Alright. I just need name and phone number, if possible, email because of contact. So name.
Samuel V. Roland.
You're doing environmental.
SAMUELVROLO.
Yep, same as mine. How are you? Told you I'd be here.
My name is Ahmad. I'm 22 years old. I was born and raised in Newburgh, New York.
What brings me here today is realizing that I had to be the person that I needed when I was younger. So, with that being said, my name is Ahmad, and I'll be talking to you all about the colonized education.
My name is Brandon X. Thomas. I'm 21, from Newburgh, and I'm here because I'm needed.
I'm like, is the world gonna end? What did I do? Do I feel satisfied with the work that I put in on earth? And no, I didn't. So that's why I'm here.
God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the call.
My name's Ali Tawfiq Muhammad.
We look at Newburgh, we see the broken sidewalks. That's legislation. That's civic engagement. Our people being hurt. And anytime we look at these things, we know that black people indigenous people, people of color are disproportionately represented or affected by these things.
I'm from the city of Beacon. I live in the city of Newburgh now, so my home is the Hudson Valley.
So my name is Wayne Bowden, 34 years old, a resident of the city of Newburgh.
Your mind. Yes, your mind is the most powerful thing in the universe.
I would say the future of Newburgh is looking pretty prosperous in my opinion. You just have to, I feel like the community just needs to get more involved in what the city strongly wants to do.
I definitely want to see more collaboration. When you look at areas like Poughkeepsie, Newburgh, Kingston, Beacon, you know, Poughkeepsie is like the Manhattan of upstate. You got Newburgh, you got Kingston, you got Beacon. I would definitely want to see more interactions, more collaborative interactions. I'm from Poughkeepsie, but I'm here in the Newburgh Armory. Right? I would love to see people from Newburgh come to Poughkeepsie as sister cities as we are, because some of the same issues that happen in Newburgh are happening in Poughkeepsie.
My name is John Carlo Laverius. I'm from Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm 29 years old.
Hello, everyone. Come on, man. Hello, everyone. Hello. There we go. I grew up as a pastor's kid, so the call and response thing is really important to me. As Brother Bowden said, my name is John Carlo Laverius, Dutchess County legislator from District 1. I represent the town of Poughkeepsie, but I do a lot of work in the city of Poughkeepsie. The reason being is that there's not a lot of people who look like me in the town of Poughkeepsie, but there's a lot of kids who look like me in the city. So I get a lot of slack for it. Some people say, "Oh, John Carlo, why are you wasting your time in the city when you truly represent the town?" That's because people who look like me are dying in the city and not so much in my town. So if they don't see me in government, they don't see me out there, then they're always going to feel invisible. So it is important for me to be in the city. I'm not there for anything political. I don't have a horse in that race. But it means something to them when they see me. When they see somebody who looks like them, who speaks like them, comes from the same hood as them, it means something to them. So for me, doing the work in the city, Poughkeepsie, urban neighborhoods, is something that I enjoy because I would want, when I was younger, to see somebody who looked like me in those same positions.
It is within that age of middle school and high school that young people of color start looking for their identity. And our education is a big part of that. If we only learn that we came in ship as slaves, when there is a 50,000 prior history to that of us being royalty, the invention of mathematics, sciences, philosophy, and religion, that can help us truly identify to something and hopefully decrease the violence that we see in our communities because there's a lack of connection.
What you guys are trying to do with the schools, I understand that history is important, and coming up, I always studied history. History was very important for me, but I found that the more I learned, the angrier I became, and rightfully so, right? One thing that helped me was getting into construction, and I found that trades not being in the schools and people not being introduced to trades, it basically took opportunities away from the students, particularly the males. Absolutely. Right? And I feel like if there were more opportunities for kids who were like 14, 16, particularly black kids, because a lot of times Hispanic kids and white kids, they already have an uncle or father or somebody who knows about how to do a trade. If black kids could get more into that, I feel like there'd be more opportunity. What a lot of people probably don't realize is a lot of people that own houses up here, they work in construction and they work in the city. And I work with a lot of them. They say they live in Newburgh, they live in Dutchess County, Putnam County, all these different places, because there is not necessarily a strong enough economy up there to give, 10,000 people $100,000 jobs. But they have that in the city. And I think that all black males should, if they're not gonna go to college, they need to get into construction.
Today we're talking about colonized education. Bringing to light all of the faults that are within it. How it's not servicing our students the way it should. How our teachers are not serving our students the way they should. And how, honestly, the system itself is just not serving everyone.
Now, in order to decolonize education, we must first start with the classroom. As teachers, I feel that it is our duty to create a welcoming and affirming environment for our students. especially considering that our schools may be the only solid place of stability. Not every student comes from a loving and nurturing home, and a lot of our students come from inner cities where their only thoughts are thinking about how they're going to survive for 3 hours a day. The last thing they need is to feel the same way in our classrooms. The classroom should be a place for our kids to find their identity rather than forcing one onto them. We need to break down this generalized curriculum that this system expects to work for everyone and start implementing individualized education plans for all students.
One, I just want to apologize to you because my age group seems to have failed our young people by not fighting harder for education. So I'm sorry that you're not getting what you need. But please, if you can teach science, then you can teach our young people how to be scientists. So if you can, get back to school, and if there's anything that I can do to help, please, don't hesitate. I don't have a lot, but I do have resources.
Social worker, former city council member, former mayoral candidate for the city of Newburgh. Please give her a round of applause because this is special.
I initially ran for office because I was just getting increasingly depressed in the city of Newburgh. I moved here in 2005. And I had continued to work in New York City in housing, working with formerly homeless people with AIDS, or housing homeless people with AIDS. I thought I built a pretty nice program. I am a lot of things, but I'm still my mother's child. If you're not going to do it the way I said, then I'm going to get up and do it.
I am the director of the City of Newburgh Youth Advisory Board, youth advisor for NAACP, Youth and College Division. I am a native of this place. I've been here all my life. I've seen the good, the bad, the downright ugly, and now what we are revitalizing now. And he's gonna have me make this announcement today with the help of Ali and Mr. Ahmad over here. I will officially be running for City Council in Ward 1 here in the city of Newburgh. Born here and raised here, you know, you've seen people come and you've seen people go. You've seen what they did for the city and you've seen what they did not do for the city. And so I feel like now it's time to have the representation that the young people need on that city council. You know, there's no representation for us at all. I'm almost 30 years old and I have not seen anybody even represent my age alone. So I want to give the youth a voice on that council. And so with Ali's help, Ahmad's help, all the young people that are in this city, we will make Newburgh what we believe it could be. And so with everybody's help, we're just going to do it.
Hello, my name is Cameron Smith. I will be singing a song called Activate All. Protest. I am, I will, daily. I wear the skin of mine, outside, at work, among humans. If you could feel us the way we see us, maybe you're hurt or even cry. The pain we endure every time one of us dies. Some have been begging for peace. Peacefulness always denied. Loss of life should result rage. Activate All by Jamara LaFleur.
I'm gonna just say I'm nervous. It's my first seminar, so bear with me, because I'm gonna bear with y'all. We gonna get through this. But how you doing? My name is Amir Barksdale. I'm doing well. Like he said, I'm part of Melanin Unchained. I like to think I'm the light of the group because you hear those brothers talking and it's very straight. So I break it up. I make people laugh. I get into it. Part of Melanin Unchained from Newburgh. Whoop whoop. Melanin Unchained. MU. Death row. But I'm from Newburgh, New York. 21 years old. Youngest of 6. Was never the best high school student. But a lot of people like to call me an activist, community organizer, entrepreneur, but I like to call myself a team player, and that's what I'm most proud of. Never was the best, like I said before, I never was the best high school student, but I continued and I graduated from SUNY Orange with a psychology degree with a 3.0 GPA. So y'all can't say I'm not college educated, you can't say it. So, I didn't really like the classroom, to be honest. I don't plan on continuing my education past the associate's degree because I hated the classroom. I'm a fidget, look at me, I'm walking back and forth. I can't sit and take it in. And Howard was my dream school, HBCU in DC. But I didn't make it because I knew that knowledge isn't only in the classroom and you can acquire knowledge wherever. It's not a problem. You can stop going to school, but the only problem starts is when you stop acquiring knowledge. So that's what I like to stand on. Can't anybody tell Amir how to live his life? And there's people that in this room, like my family, that know I'm hard-headed. I don't listen. I'm gonna do what I want. So there's a problem. How could somebody like that who doesn't want to go to school and has a problem with authority get a job? It doesn't make, you can't. That's where entrepreneurship comes into play. Because I set my own rules. I work my own hours. But there's a trade-off. Can't just hang out with my friends all the time. And people with a consistent paycheck that's coming in, they don't understand that. Because my time is my most valuable commodity. So let's get straight to business. We here talking about equity. Say equity. We here to talk about equity. Say equity. Equity. And through this speech, I'm gonna say this thing. Listen, I got nephews in here, so I don't want to curse, but I gotta get straight to the point. Equality without equity don't mean shit. Say it with me. Equality without equity don't mean shit. What'd you say? You want me to say it again? Equality without equity don't mean shit. So before we start talking about equity, let's talk about how we've been denied equity. Redlining. I'm sure we all know as a group what redlining is, but for those that are not aware, there's a process of denying people loans based off the color of the skin and where they live. So they set up maps. There's typically a red, blue, and green. Red is low-income areas where black people live. Banks are not lending to that area. Then there's blue, the border between the red and green. That's still desirable, but it's not the green, which is the white areas. And if you're from the red area, you can't get in the green area. It's not happening. I have a deed from the same area. Allow me to read it. It says racial restrictions. No property in said edition shall at any time be sold, conveyed, rented, or leased in whole or in part to any person or persons not of the white and Caucasian race. No person other than the one of the white or Caucasian race shall be permitted to occupy any property in said edition of proportion, therefore, of the building thereon, except a domestic servant actually employed by a white person or Caucasian race, which of the latter is the occupant of the such property. These are still in the deeds, and Devontae, pass that around, and whoever gets it last, just keep it. These are still in the deeds, like places like Westchester County, Nassau County, Monroe County, up top where Rochester is. They're still in the deeds today. Could you just imagine going to a restaurant and you see a big white only sign and they say, don't even worry about it, it's not legal. Could you imagine that? Are y'all going to that restaurant? I'm not.
3 sons, and I had another son, I have 4 sons, and I saved my money in the shoebox, and I got out of the project. I watched the signs on the street where somebody was selling their home. The home was sold by the owner. And I went, and it was a
city of Poughkeepsie police officer, and his mother was going into a nurse, not an old folks home, and she wanted that extra income, and she held that mortgage. There's different ways that you can go about owning a home if you really want to. You have to get out there and do the research for yourself. You know what you want, so therefore you have to do the work. Nobody's just going to give you anything. When you go to the bank, you can't go to the bank broke. If you want a home, you gotta have money to match that money. Nobody's just gonna give you anything. Have you saved money? Have you have a bank statement that you're accounting for? You understand? I have 4 sons. When my son died last week, he was 38 years old. He was a homeowner, he was a husband, he was a father of a son, a daughter, a grandbaby. He was a construction worker, making over $2,000 a week. He followed my footsteps as a mother. I taught my children. I still have 3 sons and our adopted daughter that owns a business. She's a beautician. What I'm saying, I have a life insurance for that son. I didn't just have to pick it up and run to the insurance agency to collect on it. I had that life insurance policy since he was a baby. You understand? And yes, I'm about to collect on that. But needless to say, I taught him how to get a life insurance policy for himself. So therefore, his wife is going to collect on that. Lovely. Okay? That his car, his Mercedes-Benz, is if it's $2,000, $3,000 in that clause, that car is going to be paid for. You understand? It's what you want, anything that you want. I teach my boys anything that you want. As long as you go to work and work for it, you can have anything in this world. You understand? My kids owed me their high school diploma because I put that heat on them and raised them and taught them, so they owed me that. And if any man can do what my son did in 38 years, I applaud them. I cried. My nights are hard because I lost him, but he learned and he was responsible. He had a heart attack and blood clot, and his vitals started to fail on him. And when I left his bedside, I let him know I'm good, I'm all right. I love the relationship that we've had, and it's okay. If you feel that you need to go, then it's all right with me. But again, I'm running for city council in the city of Poughkeepsie next year. I've owned my home over 25 years, you understand? But and I teach my children not to go back where I came from. You owe me that. But again, you have to set the scales for your children. You have to set the scales for yourself. You gotta know the taste that you want. What'll fill my stomach might not fill your stomach. You understand? But we have to teach each other.
Okay, so like I was saying, this is about CPV, yeah, so I'm gonna read it straight from the notes since we're on time constraints here. Also, like I was saying, my name is Devontae Johnson, part of Melanin Unchained. I have been a resident of Newburgh for all of my life. I'm 27 years old, by the way. This will be my first podium-style public speech appearance, so as you can all imagine, I'm nervous as all hell. Young one's my fault, you know the drill. Essentially, key components of the civil rights movement, reinstated by our groups and allies alike, of course. We forged bonds and now converge on our own respective individual topics. Who's heard of CPV, by the way?
I have.
Okay, nice showing of hands. All right, let me tell you what it's about. Yeah. CPV is a massive frac gas power plant located on Route 6 near Dawson Ave, Middletown, New York. Trust me, I know, I was there. The definition of fracking, in this case here, is a synonym for hydraulic fracturing, which consists of natural gas extraction, thus consistently polluting H2O around drilling sites. Other potential health hazards are as follows. Local pulmonologists have already noticed an alarming uptick in patients with pollution-related breathing problems who have no history of smoking in the area. As such, potentially inhaling particulate matter, black lives, emitted from CPV alters DNA and causes tissue damage. Asthma, heart disease, and cancer rates will rise further if we don't act as soon as possible.
No reason why we can't have a D in Newburgh. All the artists that we have over here.
This is very true.
My name is Brandon X. Thomas. I was born in Newburgh. I have an associate's degree in science from Orange County Community College. I'm working on my bachelor's of biology at the University of Albany. And when I was asked earlier why I'm here, I should have said I'm here because I had a birthday in June, and I stopped celebrating my birthday because I'm the youngest of 3 and the child before me was a miscarriage. So they gave me a lot of birthdays, so I stopped hating my birthdays because they give me presents on other people's birthdays, and then I feel guilty. So on my birthday, 21st birthday, I'm not celebrating it, and then something just hit me. I realized I'm just sitting there with my dog, and I'm comfortable, but the world around me is burning. COVID, I'm like, is the world gonna end? What did I do? Do I feel satisfied with the work that I put in on earth? And no, I didn't. So that's why I'm here. And I want to thank God for putting me in this uncomfortable position, and the NU team for putting me in this uncomfortable position. NU? Because I was complacent. If you can't take pride in yourself, you can't take pride in things outside of yourself. My favorite chant when we're protesting is, whose city, our city, whose streets, our streets. It's not really ours, but it's about pride. Because if we don't have pride, they can take something from you and you won't fight for it. Environmental justice isn't just planting trees. Environmental justice is giving seeds to the community so they can learn how to grow their own food. Not only will that positively impact our environment, but it will positively impact our environment. Who has a garden or some sort of plant at home? That's therapeutic. That helps my mental health when I wake up and I get to water my plants, doing something with my hands that's positive. It helps me to go on the right track at the beginning of the day.
My name is John Galloway Jr. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Beacon, New York. I'm co-founder of the Layla Foundation, Inc. And I'm also a part of the Human Relations Commission in Beacon, and I'm also running for the school board in Beacon as well. If I'm correct, I could be wrong, but I'm also the newest member of Melanin Unchained. Stepping into your power. So I'm going to tell a story, and I'm going to be moving a lot when I'm telling the story because it's sort of emotional and it's just how I tell it. Our city is a predominantly black city, but that's not what it looks like. The whole time I'm here. The whole time you're here. Maddie, how long have you been here? How long has it been like that? I'm stepping into my power. I've been running for the school board. I've been hitting every single roadblock that there has been to hit as I'm running for the school board. I've been called misogynistic. I've been called self-centered. I've been called every name in the book just because I spoke about them purchasing a $1 million turf field instead of advocating for a recreation center that we do not have.
People of color are disproportionately represented or affected by these things.
My goal is to help show young people that there's purpose and that their lives are valuable, and we can work on their development skills, whether it's literacy, education, recreational, or social skills. They need opportunities to help grow, and that's what I want to focus on.
We're all talking about these things. And the fact that these young brothers and sisters want to step into their power, to take up space, to be the disturbance in their complacency, in your complacency, in our complacency, and never go away, that's key. These people are 21 to 25 years old, and they're stepping into this. The brothers from Melanin Unchained have been working with me over the past couple months. We linked up at one of the protests in Newburgh, and Amir, Ahmad, Ruben, Brandon, Devontae, a bunch of other people that have been joining us in this group have been showing consistent work every single week, daily doing the work to dismantle racism in our daily lives. These brothers decided to come up with the name Melanin Unchained because what can actually happen when we unchain ourselves, we unlock those chains around our minds. And each of them have a different focus and passion that they're into. And a lot of us overlap. And so that's why we came together, because we can protest in the streets, but demonstration without demands, legislation, reparations times inflation, and seats at the table is dead. So we're just showing and putting in the work.
Man is mine. So with that being said, that the average thought travels at 24 billion miles per second. That means that the faster that you're able to get thoughts that will go into your mind, your reality, which will be the physical reality outside of your own self-universe, will change just as fast as you're able to think it.
A resident of the city of Newburgh. I'm actually here today as one of the speakers, and I'm with my organization called Melanin Unchained. So we're here to discuss various topics, economics, financial literacy, environmental justice, decolonizing education, civic engagement, and many other topics. So, we're here to make a change, and this is where it all starts.
In regards to education, we have what's called teaching fellows. It's actually a real thing. And the application opens up in December. So it's called New York City Teaching Fellows. For anyone who has a bachelor's degree, currently holds one, and wants to pursue one, it's called New York City Teaching Fellows. But they will pay for you to go and pursue your master's degrees. Not a hoax. Our brothers right here will give you a new idea, and have given you a new idea that will change your life, that will help to change others' lives. So I just wanted to point that out there. All right. And again, just stay tuned for the next seminar. I know it's been long-winded for me standing up here talking now, but I appreciate y'all listening to everything that I've said and spoken, and appreciate the good brother Ali for helping me and helping these young brothers and sisters out here, just giving back to the community.
Okay. As the day went on, I began to more and more become blown away by the great words and the speeches that were being given by these great new young leaders. And inside, that hope that had always been there was growing even more now. Because I was witnessing with my own eyes the birth of a new generation. A new generation of great young leaders speaking out for their communities, holding people in power and account for all the things they have done. A great sense of pride began to swell in me.
But in all reality, I know that we have to take up this space. And we have to be the leaders that we need now. And the reason why I'm standing here today is because I'm fighting for the future. It's not really me fighting for what I'm doing now, it's for the future. It's so that our kids won't have to march the way that we've been marching. The fact that we're marching in 2020 like it's the 60s is crazy enough. But we need to stop it now. And it starts with education. And it starts with teaching our history. Teaching ourselves, representing ourselves in different lights in history. I'm gonna leave you all with that.